said, oh, you're gonna have to compete with all these people, it's gonna be so hard. What they don't tell you is you're not even gonna be able to compete. And so that was incredibly depressing because, you know, I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I went where they would take anybody, and that was the clubs. You know, so the clubs just show up and you say, can I do something? And back in those days, now it might be more corporate than it was then, but, and they would just be like, sure. So, and I'm sure there are bars even here that would do that too. So, no, but I mean, even here, of course there are.
And by Billy Graham's. I just thought you kept going because I was like, I have literally no idea what you're talking about. So you're 8 years old, rolling in seeds and listening to the Grateful Dead.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my New York life. I know I went to the clubs and I just started performing in clubs, and then I kind of got a reputation in the club world, and then I managed to find my way. I got even rejected from La Mama. You know that's bad. Like La Mama wouldn't even let me do my show there. So once I had a reputation in the club world, then La Mama would let me do my show there, as well as lots of other kind of downtown spaces. And then it kind of, you know, went from there.
And then there's that point. So I'm an artist, and what's so interesting about the art world and the gallery world is that all the galleries say we don't take submissions, right? And so you're a young artist and you have, you know, your portfolio, and it's like, well, you're not allowed to approach. But then how do you get in? And it's like this weird moment where it's like a sleight of hand almost, where you're like on the outside and then something weird happens. And it's always something sort of random, like, you know, I don't know, spilling a coffee at some lady at the coffee shop and then realizing,
yeah,
you know.
It's just about showing up and making your stuff.
And community.
And being in community and showing up and showing up and showing up, yeah. That was, that's the only advice that I think actually works, you know, really. It's just showing up and making, constantly doing. And living the life that you want to live as opposed to the life you think you're supposed to live. And, you know, if I ended up doing this show with Mandy Patinkin, a two-man show with Mandy Patinkin, and if I had tried to get an audition directed by Susan Stroman, if I had tried to get an audition for a show directed by Susan Stroman, starring Mandy Patinkin, it wouldn't have happened. But
How did it happen?
well, my friend had a theater company. She was Mandy's assistant. She asked him to perform at her gala. She asked me to perform at her gala. This is Rachel Chapkin, who's the director that directed Hadestown. But this is before she was famous and stuff. So, and so we both said yes. But Mandy said, I'll only do it if he'll do a show with me, because I don't want to do like you know, my number, his number. Like he just wanted to perform, but he'd never actually seen me in drag or anything. He didn't know anything about me. That's just Mandy's. He's fun and wonderful that way. And so we got together and we rehearsed, and I'm kind of dressed like this, and we're rehearsing in this apartment, and we get to the show together. And then on the day of the show, I dressed up, and he